It's time to catch up with a New Zealand spinner who had a unique feat to his name. The 1992 Cricket World Cup was the first time we saw teams playing in coloured clothing, and there were a few surprises in store. For the very first time in limited over internationals, we saw a spinner opening the bowling attack. Kenya-born off-spinner Dipak Patel went on to open the bowling in the first game of the tournament against rivals Australia. It's been almost 25 years since that historic day, and recently ICC Cricket 360 sat down with the man himself to discuss those past memories and pick his brains on the current crop of talent in the Black Caps squad.
Opening the bowling, I'd done it previously at first class level, but not necessarily international level, so it wasn't something completely new, but certainly for the first game of a World Cup and playing Australia, the #1 team, it was a brave call, but one that, yeah, I suppose the result speaks for themselves. I don't know whether anybody knew how I was feeling at the time. Yeah, look, it was very innovative at the time. Warren Lees and Martin Crowe were the instigators of coming with that concept. But it was a huge challenge. It was something very different, and it caught a lot of teams by surprise. It was very unique. It was very brave. You know, I was given 3-4 days to consider it and practice during our warm-up games, as well as the trainings, and then just implementing it. If you take wickets in one-day cricket, it stems the flow of the run rate. So, yeah, I think that sometimes spinners are used very negatively, and it's you know, and to me, it's an insult to the art. I'd rather see more attacking spinners. You know, you play on such small grounds, so you're on a hiding to nothing anyway. So from a spinner's perspective, batsmen have very big egos, and they don't like to let a spinner get on top, and normally the spinner does come out on top. So, you know, I'd like to think that the modern coaches are more confident having more spinners in their team to win games in one-day cricket. If you look at the modern age now, the most successful bowlers are spinners. So yeah, I think it's just the outlook the sort of the captains and the spinners themselves have on how to bowl in one-day cricket, and I think it's very positive for the game. I think they've got a good crop of a collection of spinners. You've got Ish Sodhi, the leg spinner, who I think has been underused personally. And then you've got Satner, then you've got Mark Craig. So, you know, you've got Dipak Patel also making a comeback. So they've got a good variety. But, you know, I'm a big believer. The more overs and more games spinners play, I think you see better results out of them. But when you're chopping and changing, I don't think it helps them. So I'd rather see a continuity sort of phase where you allow spinners to grow into their positions. Every time you bowl in international cricket, that's a highlight, you know, as an international cricketer. But when you can contribute towards a win, you know, that's what stands out. You know, winning test matches against Australia, Pakistan, those are the ones that really stand out. When you contribute, particularly in test cricket, you know, that's probably the most rewarding. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bag of 5 or 6, you know, but if you're contributing towards a win, then that's something that always sticks with you. Very consistent. If you look at their World Cup record, it's very impressive. I think it's a case of it's just their competitiveness. They stick together a lot more during tournament time. But I think it's just I suppose you could almost say that there's that sort of all-black mentality. You know, they know they're in a battle, and then they back each other. I think if anything that stands out, they're very much a big unit, and they play for each other very well when it comes to competition. And the deeper they go into the competition, they seem to gel well together. So yeah, I think those are the two factors that would stand out for me.